Peace, 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 peace. Love, 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 love. Joy, 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 and truth, 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 truth. Break it down. What? Anyway, um, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about loving people for where they are and not where you would like them to be. Not where you think they would be best. Not what you feel, or even you may know is best for them. Loving them where they're at. I think that's a very, 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 very important lesson in life. And I remember when I first met my son, all my children were born not through me, but of me, if that makes sense to you. Yeah. I didn't give birth to them. They are my children. Anyway, when I first met my oldest son, it was almost 10 years ago. Anywho, when he would have problems in his relationship, I would say, be the change, be the change, be the change, be the change that you expect in others. Be that change. And what he would say is, it's hard to be the change. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm always looking to be the change that I'd expect in others. Anything that rubs me the wrong way, anything that I feel like that somebody else needs to change, I take a look at myself, because people in some big and small way are a reflection of you. I apologize for the shade, but I'm in the sun. I'm under a tree outside, and it feels good. Anywho, there are people that are in your life for a reason, because we are a magnet to all the greatness and the not so greatness that we receive from people in our lives. And the best thing that we can do is make good on what we have. So if I happen to have, let me just say this, I happen to have what I think is the perfect parents for me. It wasn't a lot of pressure to be in a box. We weren't forced to go to church. We weren't forced to, go to college. We wasn't forced to. The only thing it was like an underlying rule that we knew that we had to do, because both of my parents worked, is that we had to at least finish high school. Like, that was a no-brainer. That was, I don't even remember them saying that, but that's just something that we knew we had to do that. Like, we're going to finish high school, if anything. I could not even see, I went to school, I only missed one day of school when I was in high school. And not because I was sick, because I wanted to play hooky, because I knew what hooky was, and people, act like it was the greatest thing, but I didn't know people were going to hooky parties. I'm like, okay, just to miss a day of school, what's the point? I might as well go to school. It was boring for me, but I later learned out when I was an adult that a lot of people that played hooky, they were really playing roulette. They didn't just. So funny, it's hilarious now when I think about it. But it's just that that's just the type of person that I was. Thank you. That's just the type of person that I was. I'm recording right now, my love. Okay? Thank you.
Smile.
It's very good. Okay. Look like a strawberry. Thank you.
A strawberry.
Okay, can I finish?
Okay,
Thank you.
Strawberry?
No, don't eat that. I don't know what that is.
This is a strawberry?
Anywho, be the change. Be the change. But I played hooky not really knowing what hooky was. So that was the only day I've ever missed a school. As a matter of fact, even when I first started working, I went to work every single day until I got to the MTA, New York City Transit Authority, because you were around so much energy. I never had the flu, never really got sick until I came to the Transit Authority. I mean, the energy that you're around is very heavy. That is the mecca center of New York. New York, the New York City Transit Authority, you got all classes, you just got everybody. It's just a lot of energy. And even though I left with a decent amount of sick time, I got to a point where, look, I'm just sick and tired of going to work. I got to take me a couple of days. That's what I just had to do for my peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? I needed a mental health couple of days, few days. You know, it's not just a mental health day. You need more than one. When you take it, it's like a Lay's potato chip. I tell you, you just can't have one. You got to take more than that. Because we need to regroup. We need to recharge. But get back on the subject of being the change that you expect in others, and accepting people for where they're at and not where you would like them to be. There's a couple of things that have happened to other people in my life that is information that I happen to know about. And that is that you have people that you love, whether it's your mother, your sister, your brother, that you are close to, that you respect, and you see their faults. And it's not your job to change it. You can point it out to them. And when you point it out to them, if they are now angry or upset with you, that really has nothing to do with you. The fact of the matter is, you speak your truth. Speak your truth. And whatever consequences for it, I'm telling you, it's going to put you in a better place. If it comes your way like that, you know. If it comes to you. If it comes to you, speak your truth. I don't think that we should be afraid because that person's going to be upset with us. Well, maybe that person needs to be upset with you. You know, if you say it, I try to say everything that I need to say to someone from a loving place. And saying it from a loving place doesn't mean that they're going to receive it lovingly. If it hurts your feelings, maybe your feelings need to be hurt. If it makes you feel like you don't want to talk to me again, maybe that's what you need to do. I mean, I had a situation the end of last year with a really good girlfriend of mine, and I was speaking about how I felt that I am beginning to be concerned, because I spoke to her earlier about her breastfeeding her son. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with breastfeeding your son to the age of 5. If that's, oh God, you know how you could tell somebody says something to you, like everything is energy. And you can tell an unhealthy version than a healthy version. And to me, it was leaning towards, and to me is, an unhealthy version of feeding your child, breastfeeding your child. Yeah. And I'm not, believe me when I tell you, I am adamant about that's what we're supposed to be doing. That is the number one way to feed your child, to breastfeeding. I'm all for it. There is a line. There is a line. And I distinctively remember when he was about 1 year and some months, he was weaning off the breast, and he took the pacifier. And she had a conversation with me, and she said to me, I'm feeling some type of way. I know it's a good thing, but I'm kind of feeling like he's not going to need me. And I remember distinctly, I know where we was at. I may not know the exact day, but I know we was in my house. I know where we was at when we was having that conversation. And the next thing I know, now mind you, he was either 1.5 about to be 2. I think it was 1.5 about to be 2. And I know he was going to the daycare, and he was weaning off the breast milk. And then he no longer took the pacifier. And then that breast was always in his mouth. And then she had an operation, and I expressed my concern again, because usually when you're in an operation, now mind you, this was 1.5 years later, When you have an operation, you're usually on medication. You're not supposed to be taking that medication. She told me she wasn't on it. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I just expressed my concern because I love her. I love my godchild. I want to make sure that we're being healthy about the decisions that we make. You know, look, I'm going to love you from where you at no matter what. I'm going to love you. I am loving you. I love you from where you're at, not where I expect you to be. And here it is. He's going to be 5 in, let's see, in 4 months, and I don't feel she's any closer to weaning him off her breast. And look, we'll see what life takes us. We will see what happens. I mean, I hope by the time he's 5, in the next 4 months, he does wean himself off. It just doesn't seem like he's any closer to doing that now than he was 6 months ago. And I could be wrong. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. It's just that when I see something that I feel is detrimental to somebody I love, I'm going to express. And if you don't stop, and if you stop talking to me because of that, okay, that is your choice. I'm still going to love you. I don't love you any less. I just have to express my concerns. And I may not have said it in the best possible way and at the best possible time. When it hit me to say something, that's what I do. And my oldest son is going through something similar to that, but they bring the problems to him. And because of the fact that he doesn't, I'm not going to say he's against somebody else, but because of the fact that he expressed his view on the subject, now he's considered to be the bad guy, as he said. And I said, be it what it is. You know that you're being truthful. You're not being dishonest. You're expressing how you feel. I don't find anything wrong with that. And if it comes to me, I'm going to express how I feel. I may not be listen. Most of the time what I do is just listen. When somebody asks me something, that's usually when I interject, because the truth of the matter is, this is basically what the subject is about. It's your house, your rules. If somebody disrespects you in your house, you have a right to make whatever decision that you choose to make, whether it's say they got to leave or they have 10 days, whatever. That is your right. Or you get out, you can't come back until you get an apology, whatever it is. That's your right. I just think that it was unfair to involve my son into being the mediator in the situation, because I don't think he put anybody in that position. But hey, it is what it is. Ain't my story. It's his story. History. Anywho, I'm saying all that to say, love people for where they're at, not where you would like them to be. And your life will be much better, and so will theirs. So will theirs. Even though they may not heed the information right then and there, eventually you took a stance on what you knew was best. Anyway, peace, peace, peace. Love, love, love. Joy, joy, joy. Truth, truth, truth. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance.